Hello YouTube, this is Thomas Judge back once again with another DC Rebirth video, and today in a change is not part of my DC Rebirth reading guide. Today is a video about a DC Rebirth custom bind, or rather a custom change or redaction to one of my DC Rebirth hardcovers. Just as a quick reminder, what I have on my channel is a major playlist of all DC Rebirth videos called DC Rebirth All. Then it splits into 3 smaller playlists, and one of the playlists is just my DC Rebirth custom binds. This video is part of that. The reason I wanted to talk like this just before I show you the footage I'm going to show you is just to try to explain and caveat it a little bit. What you're going to be seeing is several minutes of footage of me showing a DC Rebirth oversized hardcover, the changes I want to make, and then cutting to some later footage filmed about a month later showing the changes that I've made to it and the reason why. Now, it's been a while since I filmed this. I think I filmed this about a year ago and it's just been kind of sitting on my computer. As I come back to rewatch it now, and as I'm sort of reviewing it and re-listening to it, it occurs to me there's a few points here that I made that were jokes I don't quite land, or that are comments that don't really make much sense. So the main thing is I keep on joking and making fun of the idea of a DC Comics intern. Now, I don't know if there's a DC Comics intern. I don't know who's in charge of mapping at DC Comics. What I will say is that the mapping doesn't make a huge amount of sense to me as a reader, but if I was a collector, and especially a Type P collector, I do get where they're coming from. The way a lot of DC collections and DC mapping is often by creator or writer rather than by storyline, or it might be by series rather than by the actual reading order and storyline throughout those issues. So in this video, and a lot of the videos that are to come when I talk about the DC Rebirth intern or the DC intern, I am aware it's not a single human being making a mistake, and I am aware that it is also something done deliberately by DC. So in the video you're about to see, what I'm going to be showing is that it contains all of the Justice League issues of a particular hardcover, but actually that doesn't make sense when read purely in isolation. I get that. I get it's not necessarily a mistake by DC, but what I will say is I do worry sometimes with these companies when they have people putting these binds and these reading orders and these hardcovers together, that maybe they haven't got the right people with quite the right emphasis, because for me personally, I wouldn't do it this way. But anyway, I hope the video doesn't come across as me being too mean about it. I do understand DC have their own perspective on this. I just disagree with it completely. So no further ado, let's get into the video. And hello YouTube, this is Thomas Judge back once again with another installment of a series I wasn't expecting to ever be a series, which is essentially repairing the mistakes made by the DC summer intern. Or I may call it fixing my DC Rebirth hardcovers. So here's an example. I think I've probably already done 1 or 2 videos on this. I've been filming them over the course of about a year. So what we have here is Justice League Volume 3 by Brian Hitch. Contains issues 26 to 33. And lamentably, some of these issues shouldn't be in here. So if we go to here, you have issues 26 up to 31 there, and then issues 32 and 33 here, which are part of the Dark Knight's Metal series. You have Bat Out of Hell Part 1, followed by Bat Out of Hell Part 3. So these 2 are unreadable in sequence anyway, and they're part of the larger Dark Knight Metal series. So let's pop that out of the way for a second. This is the Dark Knight Metal Omnibus that contains all the tie-in issues for Dark Knight Metal, and I think the mapping for this is okay from what I recall. Anyway, what we'll see here is here we have Bat Out of Hell parts 1, 2, 3, and 4, which means that here, right in the middle of this sequence, but halfway through this event, are the Bat Out of Hell issues that we are talking about. So just to clarify that I already have these, this is the JLA hardcover, and as you can see, yep, this is the issue right here. So let's turn a couple of pages. Yeah, you can see. So I've essentially, due to the incompetent nature of the DC Comics intern, I have double dipped on these. So What is the goal? Tidy up my collection. Right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these and get this rebound. I know this is going to drive some people bananas, but it's not up to you. It's up to me. And I find this sort of thing annoying. Now, wait. Oh, that noise. That noise. Now, I know I am very, very aware that this is not something most people would do. Hang on. This is the second issue. And that's those. Gone. I'm going to keep all the artwork at the back. But yeah, admittedly, that is going to lead to this. This is already an extremely thin, oversized hardcover. It's going to lead to it being even thinner. That's just the nature of it. This is the nature of the idiocy that is the DC Comics intern. But what we'll do, I'll go take this to get rebound, and I will come back with these pages removed, and I'll show you what it looks like. All right, don't go changing. And hello YouTube, we've just skipped together a month, and now that we've gone ahead by a month, we can look at what's happened to this volume, which is Justice League Oversized Hardcover Volume 3 DC Rebirth Era, back from my binder. And as we can see, these two issues are gone. They have been removed. And here they are. Again, decent artwork. Maybe I'll frame them, maybe I'll make them into bookmarks or laminate them or do something with them, I don't know. But those issues are now removed, and as we can see, it has been rebound, which is nice. Slims it out a bit. In fact, it makes this like probably the slimmest oversized hardcover in my DC Rebirth collection. It was already incredibly slim. Taking these two pages out, just if to be honest, it did feel a little bit moot. It's like, why is this such a slim hardcover? Maybe I should just combine it with Volume 2, but it is what it is. I just wanted to get rid of the double dipping. So yeah, let's have a look underneath the dust jacket. Usual glossy cover there, and then here, as we can see, it's got a black buckram. Sorry about the zooming in. It seems to freak out whenever I do this. Don't know why. Don't know why it does that. But yeah, it's got the black buckram there. Looks good. Here we have it. And yeah, all the issues are there, all fully rebound, looking nice, looking tight. There we are. I appreciate it might seem, there we are, you can see the front and the top looking nice and rebound. I can appreciate it might seem a little bit irrelevant getting rid of just 2 issues from such a slim hardcover, but every little bit helps. Space is at premium, and why would I have issues in a hardcover that I'm not going to read in that hardcover? I have the omnibus. So, as always, keeping it trim, keeping it tight, keep my collection the way that I want to keep it. I'll catch you all for the next video.
All right, thanks for watching, everybody. As always, please like, comment, subscribe. As always, please follow me on Twitter at @IamThomasJudge, where I will post a daily review of whatever comics I've been reading. You can get an idea of what I'm up to on the channel. And as always, please support the channel by heading over to Amazon.com and checking out my prose novel about superheroes. It's a completely original piece of work. The first episode in it is called Arrivals, and the series as a whole is called No Gods or Kings. You can find an excerpt of that on my website, nogodsorkings.com. Until next time, everybody, stay classy.